If you've ever made a pot of coffee or tea and it got cold before you had a chance to finish it, you will love a tea cozy. I could also call it a coffee cozy, but I guess tea cozy is a little bit better. You can very simply put it over your teapot or your coffee pot and it will keep it warm. It's actually really simple to make, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how you can make it. I have a downloadable printable pattern that you can use. The link for that is in the description box of this video. However, if you have a pot that has very different shape or size, I'm also going to give you instructions of how you can customize it for your own teapot. You need a measuring tape, pins, Scotch tape, thread in coordinating color, scissors, a curved ruler, which is optional, 2 pieces of paper or 1 large big piece of paper, some fabric, and the batting. First, I'll measure my teapot by attaching the measuring tape to the front of the spout to the end of the handle and writing that down on my piece of paper, and I measure it fairly loosely to have some extra room, and then I measure it from the bottom to the very top of the lid. In my case, that is, the width is 13 inches, and I multiply it by 2 and then add 1 inch of seam allowance, and that gives me 27 inches. And then for the height I do the same, always adding 1 inch of seam allowance, and that gives me 27 inches high and 20 inches wide. Now I need to transfer those measurements to my piece of paper, and I have 2 letter-sized pieces of paper on top of each other, so I'm measuring out 1/2 of the width and the total height, marking that on my piece of paper, and then I'm just adding 1 dot, and now I need to create a curved line. You can either use your curved ruler for that, you can also use a dinner plate, or you just do it by hand, kind of like I am. You can always clean it up a little bit afterwards. Now I cut that out, and for the curved bottom I like to use my curved ruler, but again you can just do it by hand and do the best you can. You just want to add a little bit there so that the cozy is not sitting weird on the counter but actually sits nicely around their teapot. I place the 2 pieces of paper next to each other and attach them with tape right in the middle. This would be your fold on your pattern. Now attach the pattern to my fabric, and as you can see I have doubled my fabric. I'm always like to pin it into place because when I cut sometimes things shift around a little bit, and pinning really helps stabilize the pattern on the fabric. And remember that you do have the seam allowance included, so you don't need to add that. So you can just cut right around the pattern here. And don't forget to cut the curved bottom because that sometimes doesn't really look much, but it really helps. So doing that on both sides. And remember to do this with the second piece of fabric as well, or you want to create a total of 4 pieces of fabric. You can also do a liner fabric and an outer fabric if you only have one type of fabric. For the loop handle, I measure that and place that on a piece of paper. It's just a really long rectangle. I cut that out as well. And you can absolutely make your loop a little bit bigger or smaller. Mine's fairly small.
I place that on the fabric and cut that out. We only need one loop handle. Now I fold these long sides in towards the middle, just a little bit. Like I said, it's a very skinny, small piece. And I like to pin it into place because that is really hard to keep in place while you're trying to sew it. Put that to the side for now. And using my pattern again, I place it on the batting. And remember, we need 2 pieces of batting. And as you can tell, the scissors get kind of caught in the batting, but that's why it's insulating, because there's so much thickness to it. So cutting around, and you can always clean up the edges afterwards, so it doesn't need to be super clean. And remember to cut the curved bottom as well on both sides. Now I am sandwiching 1 piece of batting between 2 pieces of fabric. And my fabric is easy because it's the same on both sides, but if you have a right side and a wrong side, you want to make sure that the right sides are facing out. And if you have a liner fabric and an outer fabric, you also want to make sure that you have one of each. And pinning. Now I'm going to sew my loop handle with a simple straight stitch, and the beginning is always a little bit challenging because there's not much fabric there. And you can just sew straight along. You don't need to finish the end or anything. I'll place that by the side. And now I'm going to sew the main pieces all around with a very simple straight stitch with about a 1/2 inch of seam allowance. And when you're done with the first one, repeat with the second one. And attaching the loop handle, you want to fold it in half so that the ends are next to each other, and place it right in the middle of one main piece and sew it into place, just like so. I'll put the second piece on top, and this would be wrong sides facing out if you have different fabric or fabric with a wrong and a right side. And also all the way around, I can just follow my previous seam, but leaving the bottom open. And I like to clean up the edges a little bit. You can also use a serger or a zigzag stitch, but this cozy doesn't get a lot of wear and tear, so I'm not super worried about cleaning up the edges and finishing up the edges with a serger. And as you turn the cozy right side out, you see that the handle, loop handle, is sticking out. Now for the binding, if you don't use store-bought biased binding, you can make it 2 inches wide. Sometimes it helps to make it 3 inches wide to give you a little bit more room to sew, and then 28 inches long. And again, I'm folding it in towards the middle, not all the way to the middle. And you can either iron it into place, pin it, or just use your fingernails. And then I sew along the long edges here. And then I'll repeat that on the second side. Now I'm attaching it to the bottom of the cozy and finding the middle, finding where the 2 pieces meet. I pin them together, and then I take the pins out again. Now I open it up very carefully and place the pin right where those 2 pieces meet, where I need to sew the binding together. Now, since it's difficult to sew right over a pin that way, I will take it out and just use a pen or pencil and mark it so that I know exactly where to sew it together. Again, simple straight stitch, sew it together. Now back to the bottom of the tea cozy. I fold it around the bottom edge. with the seam right in the middle of one side. I don't like to have it on the side because that's just a lot of seam in one place. And folding it over the bottom edge, I pin the binding into place. It's a little bit easier with biased tape because there's a little bit more give. You can also cut your long piece of fabric at a diagonal to give you a little bit more give, but I did it straight away and it worked out perfectly. Pinning the pieces together, and if it's not working, if it's either too tight or too loose, you can always open up that one seam and redo it again. So as you can see, it fits perfectly. Making sure you have that middle there. And now I just sew it onto the bottom of the tea cozy. Taking the pins out as I go. And you want to go very slowly so that you have a very neat seam.
And here it is, keeps your tea and your coffee warm for hours. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're looking for more interesting DIY tutorials, I have an entire playlist right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.